Hello, I'm Emma Coble, licensed professional counselor, and today I'm going to talk with you a little bit about some of the steps to overcoming perfectionism, which I will continue in a later video. First of all, I just want to say that perfectionism is a very common thing among women and among a lot of the clients I work with. I struggled with perfectionism for many years before entering in on a healing journey where I still work with perfectionism and people pleasing in my own life. And so I just want to validate that this is a really normal experience for women. We're taught that we have to do it all, and in a spare moment, we have to put something productive, whether that be working on ourselves, cooking, cleaning, working on our job, taking care of our families, maybe listening to a friend on the phone. And we're not often really taught to listen to what our bodies are saying or to listen to what our own needs may be. So, first of all, just starting on this journey of deciding to listen to our own needs, maybe take some risks and stop sort of the people pleasing or filling every second or trying to be perfect, is a radical act, and it's a scary act in a culture that tells us that this is where we get our worth and this is what we have to do. So I think some things to remember just along this journey are that the first thing to remember is that fear is normal and it's going to be there. And what I want to say about this is that fear is a part of our evolutionary biology. And in our evolution, fear has been the thing that has largely kept us safe. People who were fearful and kind of on high alert in our evolutionary history were the ones who were generally really safer. They're the ones that weren't going out and getting eaten by lions or eating a bunch of poisonous berries. And fear has been the thing, our evolutionary emotion that has kept us safe from danger in the past. So the fact that it is there is normal, and it can feel like we have to listen to it because it is so powerful. But the truth is that it can be there and it is normal, and we don't actually have to listen to it. We can acknowledge this is a part of our evolution that's trying to help me, and maybe it's not something I need to let drive the bus right now. So some things I like to kind of play with fear are like, what is the worst case scenario that this is trying to protect me from? If that worst case scenario were to happen, what would I do in that case? Is there anything this fear is needing from me in order to feel like it can relax? And sometimes fear is needing some reassurance of like, it's okay to be scared. It's okay to be here. And if XYZ happens, we've got this option that we can do. Sometimes fear just needs to hear like, you're loved, you're supported, you're seen. So the second thing I want to say about starting to set boundaries, starting to be less perfectionistic, starting to listen to our own needs is that people in privileged groups have been kept in privileged groups by keeping women and other people in disempowered groups small and kind of living by this illusion of perfectionism and the need to accommodate everyone, be perfect, take care of everyone else. When women are kind of stuck constantly thinking about how to care for others and are constantly pushing down their own needs or thinking about, their bodies or how to look, a certain way to please others, just in general, how to please others, there's not a lot of room for dissent or creative original thought. And it also means that there's a lot of labor that gets taken up by women and other disempowered groups and people of color. So there's a lot of tasks such as raising a family, cooking, doing other hard jobs that disproportionately fall on disempowered groups. So by kind of going along with the status quo and not questioning and just trying to fit into that social mold, when we have the power, of course, to try and challenge it, that can be something that is continuing this cycle of oppression that isn't healthy. So I want to just say that empowering ourselves to break out of that cycle is a radical act that is helpful for ourselves, but it's also helpful for other people who are in disempowered positions. The next thing I want to say is that subconscious beliefs, we often don't think about subconscious beliefs because they're subconscious, they're beneath the surface. But they are the things that often drive the bus for us, and maybe running the show when we're not even noticing it. So like sometimes people will have the belief that they're not allowed to ask for something bigger or better, or if life is already good, it is selfish or bad or wrong to try and live a better life or to have needs. So I think checking in with, are there subconscious beliefs that are driving this need for perfectionism or for people pleasing that are kind of underneath the surface here? And it might be worth thinking about what it was like to ask for needs to be met in our family of origin. Or it might be good to think about how our parents dealt with needs or wants or desires. What was modeled to us by our mothers? What did I believe about how I should be spending my spare time, or if it was okay to relax? What was modeled for me? And then what was maybe taught to me as I was growing up as well about these things. So I'm going to leave it there for now, and we're going to do a continuation of this video next month where I'll talk about the next 4 things to remember when overcoming perfectionism. Again, I'm Emma Coble. Please feel free to reach out in the link below on my website if you'd like to schedule a free consultation. I'm a therapist in Denver, Colorado, but I serve all of Colorado online. So thank you so much.